just answer me one thing. Are you planning on killing yourself in the immediate future?
And a happy new year to you, too.
There's a reason I ask.
I'm listening.
I've got a job to offer, but among the prime requisites are whoever gets it be alive and functioning.
How does 1 out of 2 grab me?
Come on, I'm serious now, Walker.
Yes, I know you are. Now, what's the job, Francis?
Directing.
Directing what?
A play.
Details, Francis. Specifics.
Okay, we have an annual student playwriting contest here at Spencer, and this year we think the winner's pretty good. So I suggested that you might be interested in coming here and doing it as a guest director. And that is, of course, if your schedule's free.
My schedule is incredibly free.
Well then, are you interested?
What kind of a student?
What do you mean?
A boy student or a girl student?
A boy. His name is Graham Pierce.
Sounds like an automobile.
What, you gonna make cracks now?
Francis, why are you doing this?
Nothing more than I think the students could learn something from you. And yes, also, I think it might be good for you to escape from New York for a little while.
Sort of a work and rest cure, that the idea?
Okay, fine, I can tell you're not interested.
I didn't say that.
Are you interested?
Blank verse?
What?
The play. Is it in blank verse?
No.
Okay, I'll do it.
Really?
When do you want me?
This is gonna be terrific. Thanks, buddy.
It's open.
Hello?
Hello.
Walker.
Are you the welcoming committee?
I would have brought roses and a red carpet, but it was such short notice.
I know you.
Yes.
You're not going to make it easy for me, are you?
Carol.
Francis' sister?
The same.
I don't believe it. The last time I saw you, you had pigtails.
Long gone, I'm afraid. Oh, listen, I'm sorry nobody was there to meet you at the train station, but got here okay. The room's okay.
Meets all the specifications? Walls, ceiling, bed. Who's this by?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have introduced you before. This is Graham Pierce.
Ah, yes, the playwright. And on our sir.
It's really a thrill. I just want you to know I admire your work.
Where's Francis? He didn't come?
He got tied up with something, so he asked me to fulfill the duties of his office.
Which you have done most admirably. I shall commend you in my report.
Yeah. Look, I hate to greet and run, but
What? Leaving so soon?
Well, I've got some stuff to do for your thing tonight.
I have a thing tonight.
Actually, we're having a thing tonight.
Oh,
In your honor.
what kind of a thing?
A sort of a party, a chance for you to get to meet some of the people at the college. Don't worry, you don't have to wear a name tag.
Okay.
In the meantime, I thought you might like to have the opportunity of getting to know Graham.
Sounds good.
So I'll see you later?
What time?
8?
Well, it means missing choir practice, but I'll be there.
So I'll see you then. Bye.
Goodbye. She likes me, wouldn't you say?
Well,
Oh, yes, indeedy. As she do.
she's very nice.
Have a rare gift of language, Mr. Pierce. La rollity uncle vestita.
What is it?
It ain't Gatorade.
It's a little early.
Hey, we gotta toast our enterprise, don't we? We gotta launch it with a toast to in one piece. Good stuff. You think I'm a lush, don't you?
No.
Liar. If you weren't thinking it before, you're thinking it now because I just mentioned it. It's like if I told you not to think of your mother's left breast. What are you going to think of but your mother's left breast? Elementary psychology. You have to think of something before you can negate it. To your mother's left breast. Now, to business. I read your script.
And?
That's all I can say.
Is that it?
That's all I can tell you for now. You want more?
I'm curious. I mean, I'd like to know what you think of it, of my play.
When I know, I'll tell you.
Aren't we supposed to talk about it?
There are no rules.
You don't want to ask me anything?
Okay. Are you gay or are you straight?
Straight? Why?
Well, Francis said you were, but Francis has been wrong before.
Why did you want to know?
Why do you think?
You don't have any idea.
Sure you do. You think I asked you because I'm gay?
No.
Does that threaten you?
No.
Do you feel any insecurities about working with someone who's gay?
No, I don't think so.
If it were for the good of the play, would you go to bed with me?
Look, I don't swing that way.
Well, would you go to bed with me anyway if it were for the good of the play?
No.
Do you feel threatened now?
Well, not threatened, exactly.
Then what?
I didn't know you were gay.
I'm not. The reason why I can't tell you anything about your play is that it doesn't exist, except as potential.
You mean I've got to work on it?
Well, we both got to work on it, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a play exists only in performance. A script is written, and it gives clues as to what the play is capable of being. But a script isn't a play. Do you follow?
Yes.
You get laid a lot.
What does this have to do with that work?
Not a thing.
But you asked.
I asked.
Yeah, so there must be a reason.
You think so?
Isn't there?
Doesn't matter. Plays are either about screwing or killing. Sometimes both. Like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is about both. The dialogue of a play is a verbal hurdle that we jump over to get to the point of either screwing or killing.
But people don't screw or kill in every play.
You're right. Well, scratch that theory. Sounded good, though, didn't it? How's your drink?
Oh, it's fine.
Don't get so hung up on reason and logic and making connections. You put everything into a category, and pretty soon all you think of is the category and not the thing. Oh, this has been a very productive session.
Thought you were supposed to be the host of this party. What are you doing out here?
You had to get away from the smoke. Well, were the Knoxes gone yet? The noxious Knoxes.
I thought you liked them.
Oh, I like her.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. How's Walker? You having a good time?
Looks like it.
Well, I think it's going to work out for him here. Dr. Arnett likes him, I can tell. He actually got that old goat to laugh.
Come on, what's the matter?
I'm just tired, that's all.
Nothing beyond that.
No.
Because if there is, all you have to do is tell me about it and I'll make it all better.
Oh, thank you, Mommy. Why don't you go out and find some nice guy? What are you pooping around here with me for?
I'm not unhappy.
I can manage, you know. Go on, go find somebody nice. Go make me an uncle.
You trying to get rid of me?
All right, don't get married if you don't want to. You're an intelligent, attractive woman. There's a lot more to this world than Spencer College. There's no reason for you to be constrained here. If I could extricate myself, I sure would.
I promise you, Francis, if I ever feel constrained, I'll get out.
Well, I guess you know what you want.
Yes, I do.
Which of us is going to drive Walker back to his hotel?
I'll do it.
Maybe we could recruit one of the students to chauffeur him around while he's in town. We'll call it an extra credit project, huh?
Why doesn't he just rent a car or buy second hand?
No, he won't drive.
He won't.
He had an accident last fall.
Must have been pretty bad if it keeps him from driving.
Yeah. Somebody died.
Oh, no.
The woman he was living with. He came out of it all right.
He was driving?
Mm-hmm.
And he holds himself responsible. Okay, I get it.
You know, survivor's guilt. Bettelheim wrote something about it, I think.
No, I can understand.
Yeah, well, look, I didn't tell you, all right? I don't think he wants other people to know.
Sure? You're a good person, you know that?
Sure. You think I'd do this if I weren't appreciated?
Well, I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you.
Nice and symmetrical.
Maybe I appreciate you more than you appreciate me. What happens to your symmetry then?
What happens to my symmetry then,
Carol, what do you do things? Oh, just stop it. Come on, get him off me.
All right, what do I do? Should I let her go? What do I do?
Are you going to behave yourself?
No,
All right, he won't let you go.
suits me.
Suits me, too.
Let go of it. Carol!
Dangerous woman, Francis.
Boy, I guess, all right, you want to get physical?
What?
This is what big brothers know about their little
Francis,
sisters.
don't you dare.
Oh, yes.
No,
Me
please.
too.
Francis!
Friday night wrestling? Dr. Arnett was looking for you. I think he wants to say goodnight.
Oh. Thank you very much.
Philip, have you met Walker?
You're the famous Walker Davies?
I am.
You're going to bring a new age of enlightenment to Spencer.
I am.
That's the way I understood it.
Nobody told me. I thought I was just here to raise hell.
The two are not mutually exclusive. I'm Philip Schenk.
Philip is an assistant professor in the English department.
Well, now you know my secret shame.
Not much of a secret if everyone knows it.
Can't get a first-class secret out of a second-class life. I don't say this out of self-pity, you understand. Still, it helps to get through a party if you have one or two juicy secrets to hand out if things get dull. If you don't have any of your own, then a couple of somebody else's will do just as well. I'm afraid I don't have any of those either, so you will probably find me very boring company. Now, you must have all kinds of secrets.
Yes, I must.
How wonderful for you.
I keep them all in a file in my room.
A file? How orderly. Alphabetized?
By subject matter. A for adultery, B for boozing, and so on 3x5 cards.
You must let me look through them sometime so I won't be so boring at parties.
What's gotten into you tonight?
Only some wine. So, how do you like our fair campus, Mr. Davies?
Call me Walker.
Oh, may I? Thank you. That will make it easier. How do you like Spencer College, Walker?
What I've seen of it?
You haven't been given the grand tour yet?
No. I still have that to look forward to.
The Cynthia Wolf Residence Hall is a must. Not for the building itself. It's your standard institutional architecture. But there's a story. It seems Miss Wolf committed suicide over the disappointment of not being admitted to a sorority. Her father was rich as hell, and he offered to build a residence hall in her memory, provided sororities and fraternities were banned from the campus. And so they were. And so now many of our bright young women find themselves residing there. Kind of poignant, really. Don't you think so, Mr. Davies?
Walker.
That's right. You said I could. Walker, right. Well, it's just that having you here, a real live New Yorker, I naturally tend to be respectful. After all, New York is the capital of the universe, isn't it?
Absolutely.
No place else really measures up to its sophistication, the cultural tone, the standards that it sets. Isn't that so, Mr.
Walker!
Walker? Right. Isn't that so?
Whatever you say.
How generous of you.
Philip!
Why don't you go back where you came from, you smug, supercilious bastard?
Out of here!
My pleasure.
What the hell is all of this about?
Sorry, he must be drunk.
He's got quite a flair for the dramatic, doesn't
Honestly,
he?
I don't know what got into him.
He's been reading too much Rambo.
What's this? What happened here?
I've been baptized.
Philip threw wine in his face.
Well, what in heaven's name for?
Don't ask me. 1 minute he's joking, and the next
Look, I'm
minute he
terribly
tells us-
sorry for this. Are you all right?
It's only a flesh wound. No, it's okay. I'm okay.
You want to go home now? I'll take you home.
Yes.
That kind of behavior is unforgivable. Just unforgivable.
Watch out for the step.
Well, he won't be invited here again. Now, Carol, do you hear me? I do not want Philip coming over here again. If he can't refrain from attacking people...
Oh, it's not worth a fuss. Actually, it's kind of interesting. I've never had wine thrown in my face before.
And you must think we're all barbarians or
Come
something.
on, Walker. You want to change out
Good
of
night,
that
Francis.
shirt.
Please, accept my apologies.
Don't worry about it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Simply unforgivable.
He thinks he's in love with me, and he gets jealous. When he saw you holding me, he must have thought there was something going on between us.
You could tell your boyfriend to use a little restraint in the future.
He is not my boyfriend.
The next guy might be less tolerant than I am and propel his teeth down his throat.
I said he is not my boyfriend. He just thinks he's in love with me.
Sounds messy.
Yes, it is.
Did he arrive at that fixation entirely without encouragement?
No, not entirely. My mistake.
What happened? Not that it's any of my business.
You got wine thrown in your face. I guess that makes it your business.
Not if you don't want. Don't let my curiosity influence you.
I was in the throes of a post-divorce depression. I was feeling kind of rocky, you know, and Philip bounded into the middle of this with all the enthusiasm of a Scottish terrier, and I thought, why not?
One night of why not, and he's been pursuing you ever since.
Yes.
And you've been running ever since.
It's not as intense as that. I mean, usually it's just a case of my catching him out of the corner of my eye, staring wistfully in my direction from across a room, that kind of thing. I mean, ordinarily it's totally under control. Tonight it just got a little out of hand.
What's he doing wrong?
What's behind that question?
An insatiable thirst for knowledge. Is it that he's doing something wrong, or is he himself wrong?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to answer that question.
Sensitive ground?
No, but I'd just as soon not spend the rest of the night talking about Philip.
How would you rather spend the rest of the night?
It's just that we were friends, Philip and I. It was comfortable. Like he would tell me his problems with girls, and I would give him sound advice.
Big sister.
Yeah, kind of. Then I made the mistake of sleeping with him, and that loused that up. Damn, why does sex always have to screw up a friendship?
It doesn't have to.
No, it usually does for me anyway. Screws things up royally. You know, it's to the point that if I want to spend the night with somebody, I can't do it with somebody I like for fear of losing him as a friend. So, I usually end up with somebody I don't much like or don't care about. And then in the morning, I hate myself a lot.
There's another alternative, so I hear.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I hesitate to say. I don't want to undermine my image as a sophisticated New Yorker.
I won't tell.
I've heard of the quaint practice of doing it with someone you love.
Oh, yeah. Take a pass on that for the time being.
As you wish.
I don't wish. It's just that that's how it has to be for now.
Sounds like there's a deep, dark secret behind that reply.
Yes, and I won't bore you with the details. Look, I think I better go now.
You could stay,
Stay?
if you want.
You mean with you?
If you want. You're not in love with me, are you?
No.
Then we're both safe.
Well, let me think about it for a minute. No, I don't think so. Not now, anyway.
There's hope for the future?
Are you honestly attracted, or do you just put the make on everybody?
I draw the line at preteens and lepers.
You really don't give a damn, do you?
About what?
Anything?
That's a rather sweeping generalization.
Well?
Let's say that I'm selectively oblivious. You won't stay?
No.
Any particular reason?
I should help Francis clean up.
This sounds like a rationalization.
Have it your way.
If I had it my way, you'd stay. I'm sorry. I don't mean to press so hard. You're right. You go home.
Francis says he went over real well tonight.
That's a relief.
Why do you say that?
I was terrified. Those people scare the hell out of me.
Really?
What am I doing here?
Hey, you'll do just fine. Good night.
Good night.
I can't believe it.
It's hard.
I don't know what to say.
What do you think?
How could you do it, be a part of it?
I'm no closer to an answer than you are.
What were you thinking?
I don't remember thinking, just feeling.
Feeling what?
A strange kind of freedom.
Freedom.
It shocks me as much as it does you.
I suppose that counts for something.
I don't know.
Randy, they were people.
It's funny you're saying that. Do you remember when I came home and you weren't upset that I'd made it with some B-girl in Saigon?
What do you mean?
The reason you weren't upset is because you don't believe they're people either.
So what happens now? What happens to us? Did you write this?
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I find it difficult to write a postcard.
Have you done much theater?
Me? No, I haven't done any acting ever. This is actually the first time I've ever tried out for anything, ever.
Why is that?
Do you mean why didn't I try out before, or why am I trying out now?
Yes.
Which?
You decide.
Well, I guess I never tried out before because I was scared to.
And you aren't scared anymore?
I'm still scared, but I figured I would try out anyway.
Good. I'll be posting callbacks on the bulletin board at Finney Hall sometime tomorrow.
Oh, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Bye.
She has a rather nice quality, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Very natural. Even though she was scared, she allowed herself to react spontaneously.
Yeah, she did real nice things with it.
I have her phone number here.
What?
Her phone number. I have it on the list.
You mean call her up?
Well, that's why Mr. Bell invented it, no?
Look, I don't work that way.
You use telepathy instead? So, who's next?
It's lunchtime. I've got an hour before the next person's scheduled.
Well, shall we adjourn to the local eatery?
The Lair's around the corner.
The who?
Oh, that's the name of the place, the Lair. They got pretty good burgers, beer on tap.
Oh, I left my money in my other pants.
Hello?
Oh. Hello, sir. Who be ye? Oh. Ye be he.
I heard you would be here. Can we talk for a second?
You aren't armed, are you? Any hidden seltzer bottles?
No.
I'll head over to the Lair.
Right, I'll see you in a few minutes.
It's a certificate for Bradbury's. That's a men's store in town.
What's it for?
I stained your jacket and tie last night. I think the least I could do would be to replace them.
Well, this is made out for almost twice what they're worth.
You do what you want with it. I mean, it wasn't just your jacket and tie.
Oh, you mean my honor? In that case, it's still made out for way too much.
I'm not going to make excuses for what I did. I was a little drunk, but I knew what I was doing. It was stupid, and I apologize.
Well, I accept the apology, but not the certificate.
Please.
No, I know enough about academic salaries to know what a bite this must be.
Please.
If you insist.
Thank you.
It felt good, didn't it?
What do you mean?
Throwing the wine. It felt good.
I really am sorry.
No, that's okay. I just want to know. It felt good. Am I right?
It was a stupid thing to do.
Well, afterwards it felt stupid. I mean, but when you did it in that instant, it was good. It was satisfying.
Yes.
An impulse. A gesture you couldn't resist.
Yes.
And it felt good.
Yes, it did.
I'm right, aren't I?
Yes.
I knew it! I knew it! To be perfectly sure, if only for a second, where the priorities lie. I envy you that moment, sir. I do. Who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. Such things have been a muddle to me lately. So I've been doing card tricks, sleight-of-hand stuff to distract myself and others from the sneaking suspicion I truly do not do anything anymore.
Well, you're doing something now.
I am?
You're directing a play.
Right. Directing the play. One of my more reliable card tricks.
Isn't it any good, the play?
The kid who wrote it's a good kid, but the play is bullshit.
How?
It's another one of those damn opuses about a Vietnam vet with a horrible secret. 3 guesses what the horrible secret is.
He's a junkie?
No.
He fragged his commanding officer?
You're getting closer.
We didn't, what's the name of that place? The Cali thing?
That's it. That's it. Innocent women and children and guilt, guilt, guilt. And attention, please. It's all our fault. Jesus Christ. Just once I'd like to see a play about a happy-go-lucky Vietnam vet. You know, the kind of a guy with a smile on his lips and a song in his heart. Just once, a guy that doesn't go psychotic or commit suicide.
Oh, which is this guy? A psychotic or a suicide?
Well, this guy gets off pretty easy. He has a crisis of conscience and tells all to an investigative reporter. He testifies in an inquiry, and his marriage falls apart. Sort of a upbeat ending, considering. Look, take back your certificate. Now, please, I'm the one who's asking, please. Now, take it back.
But I have to do something about it.
You've done it. You've done it. Now, take it back.
Okay.
What are you doing later?
This afternoon?
Tonight.
Supposedly grading papers.
Can you put it off?
What did you have in mind?
A couple of drinks, a little conversation.
Why not?
Good. I'm at the work. Meet me there at 7:30, and we'll go out and do some damage.
Okay.
Okay. Carol says you were jealous. That's why you baptized me.
I love her.
She says that, too.
I know I'm being an idiot about it, but that doesn't help much.
Knowledge is power.
What if what you know is that you're weak?
That's some attitude you have there.
I know. I'm hopeless. But she did go to bed with me once, so it's not as if it's outside the realm of possibility. I mean, there was that one time.
Was she good?
How do you mean good? How do you define good?
If you need a definition of good, she wasn't.
She was, yes. She was good. It wasn't just sex, you know.
It was love.
Yes.
A potent combination, by all accounts.
I don't care what she says now. She did love me that night. Otherwise, she couldn't have been that
That what?
good.
Just what is your basis of comparison?
How do you mean?
Well, how many women have you had?
I really don't like that kind of talk.
Sorry. Why?
Because it makes women sound like consumer products.
You have principles.
I do.
Well, let me rephrase that question. How many women have had you?
Apt. Very apt. Yes, I have been had. It's not only women who get sexually exploited, you know.
I do indeed.
Only if you're a guy and you complain about being exploited, people don't take you seriously, you know?
Tell me about it.
No, I figured it out. I figured out my problem. It's like, you know how a gourmet in between courses will use a radish to clear his palate?
Is it so?
Well, women use me as a radish. I've taken a look at the pattern, and almost every woman I've been involved with, they've just gotten out of a long-term, heavy, serious thing, and they're upset, and they need someone to take away the bad taste.
So they take a bite out of you
That's right.
to clear their palate.
I hold them and comfort them and listen to them complain about what shitheads their old boyfriends were, and I say yes in all the right places.
And when they've worked the old boyfriend out of their systems,
Then they say, Philip,
I love you, but not in that way.
you're a special person, and I want to keep you as a friend.
But that's not what they want.
Sure, they want.
No, they say that's what they want. But what they want really is to set you up to say okay. Because if you say okay, that means you don't hate them. They know that they've used you and they feel guilty about it. They know you have every right in the world to hate them. But if you say that you'll be friends, it's like forgiving them for dumping on you. After you say that you'll be friends, it's dissolving their guilt. They'll feel they don't owe you anything, and you'll never hear from them again.
So what is to be done?
Well, if you really want to be evil, say no. Say no, you don't want to be friends. Tell her she's cold and manipulative and throw her right out on her ass. I guarantee that you'll hear from her again. She'll call and keep pleading with you to forgive her and not hate her. She may even offer herself to you to get you to remove the curse.
Vicious.
I knew you'd like it.
How do you come to know so much?
I've been radished myself.
Oh, God. That's what's such a bummer about Carol. I thought that finally I'd found someone who really wanted me. Not just someone to be an emotional teddy bear.
Is that like being a radish?
That's like being an idiot. Damn.
I sympathize.
I really am crazy about her.
I know.
It's not fair. Tell me straight. Are you interested in her?
I'll tell you straight. Yes, I am interested in her. I'm very attracted to that lady, and I'd like to know her intimately. Are you mature enough as an adult to handle that?
No.
I see.
Okay, all right. You have my permission. Go get her if you can.
Why the sudden change of heart?
Well, maybe what's making this whole thing really lousy for me is that she doesn't want me, even though she doesn't have anybody else. Logically, that means I'm not better than nothing.
Oh, man, you're tearing my heart out. You really are.
Just one thing I want you to do, if you make it.
What's that?
Hurt her.
Ooh, that's cold.
You know the saying, you always hurt the one you love.
But not usually by proxy. You really are obsessed, aren't you?
Guess so.
Definitely unhealthy. Now, if I were to prescribe for you, I'd say you should throw yourself into a new interest to distract yourself.
Have you any suggestions?
Alcoholism. You seem to have potential in that area.
No, I'm not that self-destructive.
Too bad. I hate to see good talent go to waste. Oh, I've got an idea.
What?
How would you like to be in the play?
She was beautiful. We went out and had pizza, and it was love. At first bite. We were. Mr. Shank, what are you doing here? Are you in the play?
Yes.
No, I didn't know that. That's wild. Hey, Mr. Shank, I never got a chance to tell you this, but I really enjoyed your class. I got a lot out of it.
Sorry I couldn't pass you.
Oh, that's cool.
I read someplace that Indian braves, after they got back from a big battle, would go to the central meeting place of their village, and the rest of the tribe would gather around to hear the braves tell about the battle. Well, not just tell it, but sort of act it out. If Rising Moon or Stuttering Tush or whoever wanted to get up and tell about some fantastic deed, it just wasn't his glory. It was shared equally by the tribe. When I read that, it occurred to me that that was as pure of a description of theater, of the impulse behind theater, as I'd come across. Now, what we have in common with those Indian braves is we're going to tell a story. So, who knows the story? That doesn't have to be much. A joke? An incident from real life, perhaps, or unreal life? Well, come on, gang, since we're all sitting around the fire.
All right, I got something. Okay, there was this guy, and he used to like to make these obscene phone calls to this old woman. You know, her phone would ring, and she'd pick it up, and he'd say, I want to do this to you. I want to do that to you. I want to do dirty things to you. Well, this old lady, she didn't like that too much, you know. So she calls the police.
Yeah, great.
And they...
What is your name again, young lady?
Chris,
Chris. Let's do an improvisation. You want to pick it up from there?
you want me to pick that up?
Yeah.
Okay. So the woman is on the telephone
Talking to the police.
Okay,
And they
okay. So, okay, she explains, she explains the situation to them, and the guy at the other end of the phone says, well, I can't help you with that. And so she says, okay, well, if you can't, then I want to speak to someone at the head of the department who will file a complaint against
Terrific. Okay, Phil, you want to take it from there?
Me?
Yeah, wail with it.
Okay. All right. The woman is on the phone talking to this fellow, and she is not receiving the cooperation she would expect. Because, of course, her civil rights have been violated. The utilization of a telephone network for the communication of an obscene message is morally, if not legally, wrong. So, she is determined not to take this lying down. Oh, sorry. Well, no, but she's not going to stand for it. Or lie down for it. Sorry. So she calls the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, for legal representation. And the man there says, well, you're lucky you called me because I wrote the book.
Terrific. Okay, Ray, take it from there and bring it home.
So he says, I've written this book. So he takes it to a publisher. So when he gets there, he says, hey, I've got this great book on obscene phone calls. So then the guy there says, hey, look, buddy, you're giving me an ulcer. I got all kinds of books on obscene phone calls. Now, what makes this one different, huh? So then the lawyer says, well, in this one, I tell you what you can do.
Yeah, well, you can put taps on phones, okay? And that's what they did. Okay. So they traced the phone call, and they find this guy standing in a phone booth talking dirty. Fine. So they picked him up, hauled him down to the police station, booked him, fingerprinted him, and all the rest. And while they're doing this, he goes, hey, don't I get to make a phone call? How about it? What? Take 10, everybody.
Carol, can you get that? Hello?
Hello, it's Carol. Oh, Francis, it's you.
Walker.
I got a message from Carol to call, and I forgot.
What?
That it's your number, too.
If you want to get technical, it's her number, too.
Right.
But it's a funny thing, you're calling. I was going to call you.
What's up?
Well, I was talking to Dr. Arnett. You remember Dr. Arnett?
I remember Dr. Arnett.
You know, I was telling Dr. Arnett about all this very positive feedback I was getting, and I think he was impressed.
So I took the opportunity to kind of, in passing, suggest that you might possibly be interested in staying.
Staying?
Teaching. Staying here to teach, joining the faculty.
Ah.
He seemed to find that idea worth pursuing, and That's what I'm doing.
Pursuing.
Well, you've enjoyed it here, haven't you? Working with the kids? You like the kids, don't you?
Well, the kids are terrific kids.
Well, then I think considering the wonderful start you've made...
I've only been working on this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but even in this short time, it's evident, believe me.
I'm hot stuff, huh?
I'm sure there are other projects you could do, assignments you could accept, but I think this is worth your exploring.
Now, for one thing, it's nice to have that security, which is something I honestly think you could use right now, speaking as a friend.
And for another, this could be a place for you to experiment, you know, try things, new techniques, sort of a lab situation. Yeah, these kids are enthusiastic and...
Well, you see what I'm saying.
I'm getting your drift.
Are you?
Sure. You love me.
Am I wrong?
What do you...
I?
Walker.
Yes?
Well,
No?
well, the way you put it...
What other way is there to put it?
Either you love me or you don't love me. And it's my opinion that you do, which is fine by me, because I love you too, buddy. So there. Hello?
You're embarrassing me.
Why?
Well, you don't just say something like that.
No? Okay, I'm sorry.
I take it back. Forget it. My mistake. Now, what were we talking about?
Of course, I have a great deal of affection for you.
Is that so?
Would I put up with you if I didn't?
Not for a second.
Now, you can be rather...
Trying, disruptive, wacko.
Yes, all of the above.
Well, this is true, and you do put up with it, and you have for years, and I appreciate it, and that's what I'm telling you, Francis.
All right. So you've said it, and I appreciate your appreciation. Now, can we please get back...
Gee, what were we talking about here?
You wanted to know if I was interested?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Are you?
I don't know.
Well, do you think you might be interested?
I might be, yes.
Well, so?
I might very well be interested.
We can shake this place up some. You and me.
Might be fun.
That's what I think.
Let me think about it.
Think about it. Fine.
I will.
Good.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
That's all I ask. Give it a couple of days or, well, more.
Or if you want, we don't have to have a quick answer, but if you have any questions or you want to get together, talk about specifics,
Right.
because I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Terrific. Yeah, well, I guess I'll talk to you later then, huh?
Francis.
Yeah.
I'm getting this feeling that you're about to hang up.
Oh. Are you going to talk some more now? Sure, go ahead.
I was calling Carol.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She left a message for me to call.
Yeah, of course.
Not that I don't enjoy talking to you.
I'm sorry, all right? I got carried away.
Is she there?
Yeah, I'll get her.
Jesus.
Carol!
Christ.
Phone!
Yeah, she'll be right here.
Yeah.
It's Walker. He says you called him?
Oh, yes, I did.
Well, a second. Yeah, here she is.
Walker.
Hello?
Hello.
I got your message.
Yeah, listen, what I was wondering was what you were doing.
I was rehearsing.
Now?
No, we
Well,
just finished.
I mean now, what you were doing now, what you're going to do. What are you going to do?
I was going to sit down for a hamburger with some of the others.
Oh, where?
The Lair.
You know, then hamburger
I can
joint.
be there in half an hour.
You can?
If that's okay.
That's okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be interrupting anything.
No.
I would like to talk to you.
I'm beginning to get that idea.
To talk.
Sure. I can do that.
This conversation is very odd.
Yes?
Don't you think so?
You're going to meet me at the Lair in a half hour?
Yes.
Then I guess I'll meet you at the Lair in a half hour.
Okay.
Then I guess we said everything that needs to be said.
Then I guess maybe I'll hang up now.
Unless you have something else to say.
Like what?
Do you?
Now? No.
Neither do I.
Are you laughing at me?
No.
Look, I don't care if you laugh at me. I just like to know when you're doing it.
Well, I'll tell you. I promise.
Okay, well then, guess I'll hang up now.
I'm ready.
Okay, goodbye.
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 So, did you have a nice talk?
Yes. I'm going out now.
Where to?
Just for a little while.
Well, don't forget about tonight.
Tonight.
The Brickmans?
I'll meet you there, okay?
What time?
Are you testing me?
No.
8 o'clock, right?
Look, are you feeling all right?
I'm feeling fine.
What?
Francis, please don't worry about me. I'm very competent.
I don't think you need it.
But he's got this guilt.
So?
That's the heart of... That's what I'm writing about.
But you don't have to say it.
Here we are.
How much?
You got the last one.
That's not like me.
But how are they supposed to know?
They
The audience.
don't know.
But
You don't have to tell them. They'll know.
Well,
You don't have to tell an audience anything. That's not your job. Your job is to give them enough so they'll find out for themselves. Like if you want to show that he's eaten up with guilt and stuff, you don't have him run around the stage with a T-shirt on that says, I'm guilty. Oh, boy, am I guilty.
so how?
Show him working to deny it. If he's working to deny something, then the audience will think that there's something there for him to deny. Like that song, I'm Not at All in Love. As soon as she sings it, we know that she'll end up jumping on his bones.
How about, I am not a crook?
One of the great ones.
Okay, I think I got the idea.
Good. Write it.
I'll take a shot at it.
Terrific. So, how you doing with Chris?
It's going fine.
Yes.
I took her out.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good time.
That's too bad.
No, we had a good time.
They had a good time.
Sorry to hear it.
We had such hopes for you two.
We had a rotten time.
How rotten.
Terrible.
Ooh, now we're getting somewhere, Professor?
Sounds promising.
Are you going to see her again?
Thursday.
What do you think?
About Thursday?
Is it okay by you?
Let me think. Yes, it's okay by me. How about you?
By me, it's fine.
Shall we pencil it in?
Not so tentative. Ink.
Ink it is.
You have our blessing.
Thank you. I wouldn't have made a move without it.
Good. Now go home and get to it.
Yes, sir.
Ah, that's a good lad.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, with pages.
You sound like my mother.
My life's ambition. Jesus, I look at him, I almost feel like a grown-up again. Do you know what they would have called it if Eugene O'Neill had written The Wizard of Oz?
Beats me.
More stately munchkins.
I don't think you have to worry about being a grown-up.
You know, I think I take it back about the play.
Oh?
That Vietnam stuff still makes me yawn, but I think there's something there. Something worth encouraging. I have been given to understand that I might find a permanent place here, if I so desire.
Okay.
Why not?
No reason why not.
Okay.
But why?
Well, I could get used to it here. Bright, shining faces, looking up at me for the received truth. Not a bad eye as eyes go. And they listen to my stories.
Well, hell, I listen to your stories.
But they laugh.
I laugh.
You do?
Inside, where it counts.
Try outside, where it shows.
Oh,
Better.
you're really thinking of staying here?
I took a little detour on the way to rehearsal today. I was walking along, and on impulse, I turned off onto a side street, Buchanan Drive.
Yeah,
That's a nice street.
I guess.
Big shady trees, porches, bicycles on the front lawn, basketball hoop over the garage door.
That's what you want?
I've been staying in apartments and hotels for as long as I can remember. A lot of it was fun, but I think I'd like a taste of something else, yeah?
Whereas I'd give my right arm for an appointment near a reasonable city.
Well, that's the way it goes. How's that for a little heavy philosophy, huh?
I stink, therefore I am.
Right. If you'll excuse me.
Too much beer?
Enough. Hello.
I'm here.
And I will be too. Why don't you sit down? I'll be right back. I gotta check on the newest graffiti. He'll behave himself. Won't you, Philip?
I'll behave myself. Please. Would you like a beer?
No, thank you.
Would you like a Coke?
No.
Would you like an apology? I apologize.
Thank you. That was very nice.
You're still mad at me.
Now, why would I still be mad at you?
Because I've been acting like an idiot.
You really have.
I know.
It makes me mad when somebody I like acts like an idiot.
I don't blame you.
So stop it, please.
Okay. Sure you wouldn't like a beer?
I'm sure. Thank you.
You can't make someone love you. Just because you do, that doesn't mean any moral obligation on the part of the other person.
No.
Somebody either returns it or she doesn't, and you have to accept that, however, whichever. Maybe it isn't even really, love, unless it's two-way. Maybe it's just something else that feels real strong and kind of confuses you.
That's possible.
So I'm sorry if my confusion has cluttered things up.
Apology accepted, Philip. It's okay.
No, but it's good that I say this, so that it's said. I mean, once something has a name, then you know where it begins and where it ends. And a name is shared. Something isn't something just because I call it something. It's because we both call it something.
It really is okay, Philip.
It's just that something happened between us, and your name for it was different than mine, and that's where we got screwed up. Or rather, where I got screwed up. Which is why I was acting like an idiot. Which is why it was necessary for me to apologize. And I'm glad I did.
Me too.
So now that that's all finished with, we can go back to being friends, right?
Sounds good to me.
We're friends again.
That's nice.
We just settled everything, so now everything's fine.
Terrific.
So that's what happened while you were gone. And now I'm going to go.
Oh.
I mean, she came in here looking for you, obviously, so I guess she wants to see you about something or for something. Whatever. It's between you, and I'm going to go. So goodbye.
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 Hello.
Hello? You and Philip.
We're engaged.
That almost wouldn't surprise me.
So, I'm probably wondering why you called me here tonight.
You are.
Well, you seemed, if you don't mind my saying so, rather intent on us getting together.
Oh, yeah, well, it was nothing really.
Oh.
I mean, I probably shouldn't have bothered you.
No, that's okay. You think it'll rain?
Aren't you going to pry it out of me?
I'm all ears.
My ex-husband called today, Ted.
What's the story?
I don't know. I think he's trying to make the divorce work.
How does he do that?
By calling up to make cheerful conversation. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. And to inquire after my state of mind, which is usually perfectly good except when he calls.
I see.
What happened was that he got all infatuated with someone at his office, and after leading a very clumsy double life, he confessed everything to me and moved out. He was anxious to marry her, and the divorce proceedings proceeded to proceed. And then all of a sudden she didn't want to marry him. Now, I don't think this had anything to do with the fact that he was fired. I sincerely do not believe that. But anyway, one night I found him knocking on my door again, saying it was all a mistake, that it was me he really loved, and we should make up and forget about all this divorce nonsense. That was the phrase he used. Divorce nonsense. So I punched him. I'd never hit him before. I'm not a hitter as a rule. And Ted reacted with bug-eyed shock. He just stood there with his mouth hanging open. Then he started to cry, and I couldn't very well throw him out like that, could I? So I let him sleep on the couch, and in the middle of the night I woke up to find him crawling into bed with me saying, "It's okay, it's only me." So I punched him again, and this time he punched me back, which I didn't like very much.
I guess not.
No, so I went to the kitchen, and I got a big knife, and I chased him out of the apartment in his underwear. And then I threw the rest of his clothes out a window. Then I came here to stay with my brother. My divorce went through, and here I am.
And Ted keeps calling.
Yeah.
What does he want?
Get back together again?
Out of the question?
Completely. I'm not looking for that right now, thank you.
Not with Ted.
Not with anyone.
Well, what if, and I'm speaking hypothetically, of course,
Of course.
what if someone were to show up who you liked, who was, shall we say,
Serious.
serious-ish, just for the sake of argument?
I would run like a thief in the dark.
You don't think that's a little drastic?
No.
Okay.
That's where I'm at right now.
Have you told this to Ted?
Explicitly.
And he keeps trying?
Unfortunately, yes.
So tell him to stop calling.
I can't do that.
No?
I feel like I owe him at least that much, you know what I mean?
No.
Look, just because my feelings have changed, I can't pretend he doesn't exist, that it never happened between us.
I have another suggestion to make, if you'd care to listen.
Sure.
You could let it slip that you were seeing someone else, that you were involved.
Just tell him that.
Well, not outright, but like I say, let it slip. Say you're on the phone with him. You suddenly look up to see what time it is. You tell him you have to get off because so-and-so is coming to pick you up for a weekend that you're going to spend in the country together.
Very interesting.
Or if you want to be more persuasive,
Uh-huh.
if you want to dramatize it a little,
How?
well, say this supposed person you're going off to the country with happens to show up while you're on the phone with him, and he hears voices in the background. Come on, are you ready, etc., etc.
So Ted thinks there's this hot and heavy thing going on between me and this fictitious person.
Of course, you'd have to line up somebody to do that with in the background. Unless you want to handle both parts yourself.
Well, now I wonder where I might find somebody like that.
Well, if I'm not doing anything, it would be my pleasure.
You would?
Sure. I could help you with that.
That's very nice of you. You know, I just might take you up on that.
Well, of course, we'd have to rehearse it. To be prepared.
That makes sense.
To give it the flavor of reality.
I've never done any acting before.
All you have to do is believe something. The rest comes naturally.
Sounds logical.
I could help you with that. Did you believe that?
Listen, when we get back to your place, will you remind me to make a phone call?
To Ted?
No. No, there was someplace I was supposed to be tonight.
A previous engagement?
Well, I thought I'd call them and tell them something came up. I mean, it's only polite.
Sure.
So if you'll remind me.
Right. You sure you know what you're doing?
I'm using you. How do you feel about that?
Good morning.
Well, you're up late. Working?
Waiting.
For me.
I was worried you were supposed to meet me at the Brickman's.
Well, didn't they tell you I called?
Yeah, they said you called. You said you weren't coming.
Well, so there was nothing to worry
They
about.
didn't tell me why.
Something came up.
Something important?
Something personal.
Well, I felt a little awkward. I arrived there and they tell me you're not going to show up.
I'm sorry.
They're very fond of you. They were particularly looking forward to tonight, to seeing you.
I'm sorry.
They were disappointed.
Well, I'll think up a suitable penance, okay?
I don't think that was called for.
Francis, it's late.
Yes, I know how late it is.
I didn't mean to upset you.
Well, I hope you had a good time.
Yes. Good night.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Professor.
Did you know you could get an educational discount on a subscription to astrology today? I didn't know astrology was an academic field.
Oh, sure. How do you think we decide who gets tenure?
How ridiculous do you think I'd look on a bicycle? Ta-da!
Come on, is that what you're looking for?
Well, I'm tired of snoring rides from people. Besides, it's a good investment in the long run, or the long ride.
Oh, gosh. Does that mean you're thinking about staying, huh?
The idea has definite appeal, yes.
Well, glad to hear it.
Doesn't seem to be anything here. By way of bikes.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll keep my eyes open for you.
I have a rehearsal starting in a few minutes. Would you like to sit in?
No. I can't do it today, but soon, I promise.
Things to do.
Yep, always and forever, right?
Something wrong?
Well, not wrong exactly.
Well, anything you'd care to,
Carol.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about her.
Why?
Oh, she's been gone a lot lately.
Gone?
Out. At night. Sometimes all night.
And you're worried about this?
Well, not worried. Concerned.
Why?
Well, I mean, I don't know where she goes.
You haven't asked her.
She hasn't told me.
What does she say?
That it's personal.
And you think?
Well, come on, it's obvious, isn't it? She's seeing somebody, some guy.
Well, anything wrong with that?
No, not in general, but who knows who he is, what kind of person, if he's good for her.
Well, she's a smart lady. Don't you think she can judge for herself?
What, is she afraid I wouldn't approve?
Do you have to approve?
Oh, no, but I'd like to at least... Look, she's my younger sister. She lives in my house. I have a responsibility to see
She doesn't sleep with anyone you don't want her to.
That's not what I'm saying.
I misinterpreted.
You have.
Sorry.
I have a right to be concerned, I do.
You have the right.
If I think she's doing something self-destructive,
Self-destructive.
getting involved with the wrong person,
Maybe she's involved with the right person.
wouldn't she tell me if she were?
Do you tell her everything?
What do you mean?
About private matters, your personal life. Do you answer to her?
Look, she doesn't answer to me.
Well, say if you were to bed down with one of your students.
I don't.
One of your protégés.
Look, I don't do that.
Well, I'm not saying you do.
What's somebody been spreading rumors? Or...
Not that I know of. All I'm saying is, whatever you may or may not choose to do in the privacy of your own whatever, that's your business, and what she does is hers, wouldn't you say? Hi, team.
Funny, hi.
Hi, Dr. Madden.
Good morning, Graham.
You going to visit rehearsal?
No, not today. But Mr. Davies tells me it's coming along well. In fact, that's what he was just saying, weren't you?
Very well.
Right.
Do you know Chris? She's in the cast.
No, I don't believe so. Hi. Are you a student here?
In the School of Ed.
Well, you must know Dr. Kreger.
Oh, I have him on Tuesdays.
Yes, he's a very good teacher.
Yeah, he is.
The costume designer wants to see you in the dressing room.
Okay. Nice meeting you, Dr. Madden.
Nice to meet you, too, Chris.
First love. Kind of touching. Well, I have a rehearsal. That's what you're paying me for.
Walker?
Yes, Francis?
First, just for the record, I don't bet down with my students.
Okay. Second?
I would take it as a great personal...
What?
I want you to let her alone.
I like the way you put that.
She's barely over a lousy marriage. She's still very shaky. I don't think getting emotionally involved with someone who is also emotionally unstable, and pardon me for saying it, but you know it's true. I don't think that's in her best interests.
I see.
Do you?
Yes.
All right. Then will you just leave her be?
Strange as it may seem, she likes me.
That doesn't seem strange to me.
Maybe that's the real issue.
What? I don't follow.
Never mind.
Never mind what?
Just never mind.
Look, when I set it up for you to come here, I thought to myself, a quiet town, circle of friends, students to look up to you. I thought this would be good for Walker. Maybe help him get over the accident. I don't guess that's something that you get over exactly, but at least find something to engage yourself in a positive way. This wasn't what I had in mind.
You do love me.
Much good that does either of us.
It does good.
All right, then don't you think you owe me just a little?
More than a little, Francis.
Yeah, but not enough.
She's not negotiable currency.
If I were you, I wouldn't look too hard for that bicycle.
Oh, come on, Francis.
I don't think you'll get much use out of it.
You know, if I were 18 and I felt about you the way I feel about you now, I'd probably propose.
Marriage?
Probably.
What on earth for?
This would be nice to hold on to.
And you think getting married would help do that?
That's what I thought when I was 18.
I'm not 18 now.
You noticed?
Well, speaking as one who's been there, I can tell you it doesn't work out like that.
Oh, I've been there.
You were married?
Well, you put nearly 4 years into sharing a dress and a bed and telephone bills with the lady, even without benefit of clergy. I think a claim can be made. I consider that pretty married.
Yeah, sounds like it to me.
Surprise?
Surprised what?
Bet you thought all I could do was pounce and run.
Yeah, don't you pounce and run?
Sometimes, but that's not all I do.
Oh, yeah?
Sometimes I pounce and stay. And sometimes I am pounced upon.
I can believe that.
And sometimes some of the people I am pounced upon by become pouncers and runners themselves.
Yes, that does happen.
But I am, in case there's any doubt in your mind, capable of long periods of fidelity.
I know that.
You do?
Sure, from what Francis told me.
I never pounced on Francis.
I didn't think you had.
What did he say? What did he tell you?
Not a lot. Just that there was somebody that you lived with.
Yes. Nearly 4 years.
Well, I'm glad you're not 18. It would be very awkward to be proposed to.
Why?
18 is way too young for me.
Well, let's say that you were 18 too. 18 and didn't know. Would you consider it, hypothetically speaking?
Things are going along nicely. Well, why don't we just concentrate on that?
Oh. Okay.
Where's the clock?
It's early yet. I set it for 9.
Feels like later than 9.
That's because it is later than 9.
It is? What time is it?
My 10 o'clock rehearsal was 45 minutes ago. Oh, boy, gee, gosh, you want to walk me?
Sure, just let me take care of some stuff in the job.
Permission granted.
The hell with your permission.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, listen, Walker, I made a reservation for 7 o'clock. Is that okay? Or should I call them up and have them switch it to later?
Reservation for what?
The Colony Tavern. It's this Ersatz Colonial restaurant in Willow Mills.
Sounds good.
Hey, the food's not bad.
They wouldn't happen to have pastrami, would they?
Dream on.
No? Well, I guess it's okay.
Okay, good.
Just a minute.
You're alive. We were getting worried.
What are you doing here?
You didn't show. We tried to call. The switchboard said you said not to put any calls through.
Right.
So I volunteered to fetch you. You almost ready?
Almost. Why don't I meet you down in the lobby in about 5 minutes?
In the lobby?
In about 5 minutes, maybe less, okay?
Okay. If you take any longer, I'm coming back to get you.
Walker, is my purse out here? It's not in the bathroom.
I didn't know. Honest to God, I didn't plan this. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I really didn't know that you would be here. I mean, the general possibility that sometime you might be, I was aware of. But specifically now, I didn't know. Anyway, it's none of my business. I've intruded. Please forgive me. I'll just be downstairs, in the lobby. I'm sorry to intrude again, but I was just thinking. I mean, we're all adults here and all that, but to deny this is going to produce uncomfortable feelings is, I mean, we can't think away our feelings, nor should we want to. But still, in terms of the immediate moment, I was thinking that maybe I wouldn't wait for you downstairs. Instead, maybe what I'll do is I'll go back to the theater and tell them that you're on your way. And then I'll just see you at rehearsal and go on with it. So, unless there are any objections. No? Okay. See you there. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I won't see you at rehearsal. Sorry.
Well, At least they didn't challenge me to a duel. Of course, that could be fun. Get a couple of capes, some dueling pistols, shoot it out at dawn on the lawn of the biology lab. What do you say?
Swell.
Well, not many women these days can say they've had a duel fought over 'em.
Look, I don't think it's funny.
Sorry.
I don't want anybody doing any fighting over me.
Don't worry. No one's going to.
Well, are you ready to go?
Ready.
I mean, I do have some other things I have to do this morning.
Right. Well, okay. I'll see you tonight.
Listen, I'm really not in the frame of mind.
What? To eat?
I just think that I would like to be alone tonight.
Oh.
Sort of catch my breath.
What from?
Just things, generally.
The international situation? The Mideast?
Yeah, particularly the Mideast.
Sure. I can understand that.
You won't be mad.
No, I'm not mad. We'll do it tomorrow.
I'll call you.
We are going to get together tomorrow.
I'll call you.
I'm getting the distinct feeling that we are not going to get together for dinner tomorrow.
I didn't say that.
Why not?
I didn't say we wouldn't.
Good. Then we will.
Well, no.
We won't?
No.
Which?
We'll talk about it, that's all. We don't have to decide now. I mean, it's no big deal.
Are we in trouble?
Trouble?
Because if we are... I don't see-
No! Just because I don't want to go out to dinner tonight does not mean we're in trouble.
Good.
You do have to give me some room to breathe, though.
You don't want to eat? You want to breathe?
I want to eat and breathe.
Can't do both at the same time.
Not tonight.
Maybe tomorrow.
We'll see where we stand.
Well, I know where I stand. If there's any doubt in your mind as to where I stand.
I'll call you.
Sure. If we're in trouble, I'd like
We
to know
are
why.
not in trouble.
Good.
I mean, we're not in sufficient position to each other, with each other, that it could turn into trouble.
We're not?
No.
Well, what is a sufficient position?
Why do you ask?
So I don't inadvertently push us in the same.
Well, for one thing, I wouldn't bring up marriage again.
Who's bringing up marriage?
Oh, come on. All that stuff about if you were 18.
Oh, wait a second. Am I 18?
You said if you were.
No. You missed my whole point.
Which was?
Well, my whole point was, I'm not 18 anymore, so I wouldn't do that.
Oh.
You see what I was doing? I was dramatizing a contrast between where I used to be and where I am now. Did you think I meant something else?
Well, I couldn't be sure.
Well, let me make it very clear and explicit. I'm not looking for anything in the way of heavy stuff. Don't you remember? We covered that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing to worry about, I swear. You're in no danger for me, kiddo.
I'm sorry. I guess all that silliness with Philip just got me a little rattled.
Sure. So, I'll see you tomorrow, if you want.
Sounds good.
Of course, I wouldn't object to tonight either.
Tonight?
That is, if you feel sufficiently unrattled. I mean, a reservation was made. What's the name of that place? The Ersatz Palace?
Colony Tavern.
Right. Meet me here 6:30?
Okay?
Good.
I don't know what they'll think. Look, don't play dumb with me, okay? This kind of thing has happened before. Look, do you like the idea of people looking at you, calling you a murderer in their minds? You know that's what's going to happen. Man, I say you'll be slitting your own throats.
My throat.
Yeah, well, it's my throat too, pal, and you've no right to drag me into this thing if I don't want to. Anyway, what good would it do? It's over. You're not going to change it, no matter what happens. All you'll be doing is starting a big mess and throwing yourself in the middle.
I should just forget it, huh?
Yeah.
Does somebody want to get the phone?
I'll get it.
I thought we told them not to send calls through her.
Sometimes they forget.
Take a message. Sorry, guys. You want to take it back a couple lines?
To where?
To that thing,
What good would it do? It's over. Anyway, what good would it do? It's over. You're not going to change it no matter what happens. All you'll be doing is starting a big mess and throwing yourself in the middle.
I should just forget it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
How? Tell me how.
All right, well, maybe you're forgetting something. Maybe you're forgetting Frank.
I'm not forgetting Frank.
Good. Then you're not forgetting what they did to him.
They?
Yeah, they.
Who is they?
Oh, man, what kind of games you playing here?
I would really like to know what your definition of they is.
Okay, you want a definition?
Right.
I'll give you a definition. They is anybody you wouldn't trust your life with. Am I wrong?
No.
What do you say we cut? You want a definition? I'll give you a definition.
Is it too much play on definition?
Well, it's like an out scene. Here comes a line we better pay attention to.
So, do you want me to cut it, or can I put another line in there? I just...
No, I don't think we need another line, do you?
Okay.
You think it needs another line, go ahead and add it. My hunch is no, but you could fill books the times I've been
Yeah,
on.
maybe I'll try to come up with something. I'm afraid it might seem a little bald.
Let's break for now, okay? Be back here at 2:30.
What?
She's not here.
She's out.
More than out.
What do you mean?
Gone.
Gone?
Gone away, left, goodbye.
Hope you're proud of yourself.
Now, wait a
You
second.
were doing just fine here, you know, till you came. Boy, you sure made quick work of it, Walker, whatever you did to her.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, she left just because she had a little case of wanderlust.
I don't know why she left.
So this is all a big surprise.
It is.
Yeah, totally out of the blue.
We were going to have dinner together tonight.
She even made the reservation. The next thing I know, I get a message saying that she's not going to do dinner after all, and now you tell me she's disappeared.
For no reason.
I don't know why. Things were going real well. She said so herself. I mean, we had a little misunderstanding this morning, but that was cleared up.
Well, then things should be just fine, shouldn't they?
Yes, goddammit, they should.
I'm convinced, Walker. You truly have got me convinced.
What did she say?
Not very much.
Francis?
There wasn't time for all that much. I saw her as I was just coming home. She was coming down the walk with a suitcase, about to get into a cab. She said she was afraid of missing her train, and she'd call me later, and that was it.
I don't understand.
I'm sorry, but I have no further light to shed, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold on. When was this when she got into a cab?
5 minutes ago. Why?
Carol!
Oh, God, look, I don't want any trouble, okay? I made up my mind, and I really
Yeah,
don't
but just
think...
to disappear without saying goodbye or anything.
Did you get my message?
Well, the message I got said nothing about your leaving, just about dinner.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it'd be so good to have one of the kids tell you goodbye for me.
That was considerate.
What do you want from me?
Well, why are you doing this? I have a right to know.
How's that?
Because I care for you.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why I'm doing this. Hey, look, I warned you. I spelled it all out right up front.
Yes, but...
Didn't I tell you exactly what I was not looking for? What did you think I meant?
Well, hell, people say things. I say things all the time.
Not to be taken seriously.
Well, not at face value. Nobody goes around at face value, not all the time. It can be very worrying on the face. Are you telling me that you don't feel anything, that there's nothing there?
I feel something. Of course I feel something. What do you think? I go to bed with just anybody?
No.
Well, I don't.
Well, then what is this?
I said I feel something. I didn't say I feel enough.
How can you tell? What, do you have a gauge or something? Does the meter man come around and take a reading?
Look, you don't want to accept my explanation, then I'm really
You know,
sorry.
I think that's really the case.
I can't wait.
It's not that you don't feel enough,
I feel too much, that it?
isn't it?
You want to believe that? Fine.
It's true, isn't it?
Well, of course it's true. All the thing needs to be true is that someone believe it.
Oh, come on.
Okay, you tell me what you thought was going to happen. I mean, honestly.
I don't think like that.
Then how?
That things would develop.
Develop. Into what?
I don't have a blueprint for it.
White picket fence? Home, hearth, and kinder?
I don't know. Just that we would stick with it long enough to say, what do you say no to? I mean, do you know what you're saying no to? When you're just saying no because it's easy?
Okay, fine. Sure, we'll go with that. I'm neurotic. Okay. So what's happened here is that you've gotten involved with someone who's too neurotic to get involved with. Not your fault.
Oh, Carol.
What would be your fault, however, is after dealing with this, after grasping this central truth, would be for you to keep at it. Now, that would be stupid, wouldn't it? Masochistic, even. And if you think I'm going to love you any more for being stupid and masochistic... Walker, please, just let go. What are you doing? Put that down.
No.
Walker, the suitcase is mine. Put it down.
Call a cop.
Don't be childish.
I'm not putting it down.
Well, I'm not going to try to take it from you.
You couldn't.
That is beside the point, and I probably could if I wanted to.
Then go ahead. Do it.
Okay, fine. You want
want some of my clothes to remember me by.
You're leaving without it?
I don't need it. I have my ticket. I have my money.
Well, go on. You better get on board.
I guess so.
May I join you?
I gotta get back to rehearsal in about 10 minutes.
A little fortification?
Trying to lose weight.
The drinking man's diet?
Studies have determined that there's very low incidence of eating while unconscious.
The reason I was looking for you,
Uh-huh.
about this morning, I wanted to...
Let me guess. To apologize.
Well,
Do you remember those wind-up doll jokes?
sort of.
This is the Nixon doll. Wind it up and it lies its head off.
Right.
This is the Oscar Levant doll. Wind it up and it breaks down. This is the Philip Shank doll.
Wind it up and it apologizes?
I'm not criticizing your technique. Your technique is a marvel. The quivering of your lower lip, I've never seen it done better, but
I've been overdoing it?
a tad.
I'm sorry. Old habits die hard.
Evidently.
Okay, I won't apologize.
Goody.
May I, though, express my regrets about this morning?
How does that differ from an apology?
I'm just saying that it's too bad it happened.
No admission of personal culpability?
No.
No guilt? No remorse? No overwhelming feeling that you mucked it up?
It was an accident.
Freud says there are no accidents. But I believe you.
The other thing is,
There's more.
well, yes, about the play.
I told the cast that you had withdrawn. They were genuinely sorry.
Actually, I thought I've had a chance to reconsider it.
Mhm.
I'd like to come back if I can. I was enjoying it.
Gee, that's too bad.
Well, how do you mean?
I recast it. Your part, I mean. I don't mind telling you I was very upset to lose you. Where would I find someone to fill your shoes? Not an inconsiderable challenge, but as luck would have it, a friend of mine was passing through town, and he's going to play it.
Really?
Maybe you've heard of him. Dustin Hoffman. He just happened to be here in Ohio.
Oh.
Funny thing, I ran into him in the lobby of the hotel. This was just after you disappeared. Anyway, we got to talking. I asked him what he was doing. He said, same old thing.
Movies?
I think that's what he said. He asked me what I was doing, and I told him about the play, and he asked me if there was anything in it for him. Funny you should ask, I said.
Well, that's lucky.
As much as we'd love to have you back in the cast again, I don't think it'd be quite fair to Dusty.
No, I can see that. Listen, I just want you to know that about you and Carol.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad for you guys. I really am. I know it probably didn't come across that way, but I am.
That's really sporting of you. See you around campus. An exercise. Have I taught you autobiography?
No.
No. Well, it's something like those storytelling exercises we did. The only difference is, instead of a story we all know, one of us chooses an incident from his or her life and directs the others in a recreation. Got that?
I thought we were going to do the beginning of the second act.
Says who?
On schedule?
Well, the schedule's been revised. Okay, autobiography. Questions? Questions!
Do you play yourself?
You choose someone to play you.
So, what do you do? I mean, if you aren't playing you.
You guide, you narrate, you set the scene. Somebody goes off the track, you correct them. I fail to see the light of comprehension in your eyes. Here, I'll do the first one myself. show you guys how it's done. Casting first. Dan,
Yeah?
you have the honor of playing me.
What's my motivation here?
Good question, good question. Okay, Chris, I want you to play this lady, Janet. She's a very nice, slightly crazy lady. Okay, scene one. You're at a party. It's getting rather late, and your inhibitions are somewhat down. Well, come on, gang. You know how to party.
Yeah, okay. So,
You too, Graham. You party, too. Yeah, get down.
Here's, I get you a drink. What do you, ginger ale or something? Yeah.
Hey, this is the dentist party I've ever seen. Let's get greasy.
Greasy. All right.
Whip it! Woo! Whip it good. Okay, it's getting real late. Janet wants to go home, but Walker, you don't want to go. Let's go.
Hey, Walker, it's
Yeah?
nearly 1 o'clock,
So what about it?
so I think we should be going.
Hey, it's the shank of the
No,
evening. Come
I
on.
want to go now.
Why? Something you got to do in the morning?
You got a job interview.
Okay,
Something you got to get up for?
I have an appointment.
What time for?
10:30.
Oh, come on. It's not even 1 o'clock.
No,
We're
I
not-
just want to get back to my apartment.
Our
I-
apartment.
What?
Our apartment. You live together. Come on.
Okay, I want to get back home, back to our apartment.
Look, kid, can't you just relax and enjoy
No,
yourself?
I've been enjoying myself all night. Now it's late, and I'm really tired, and I have an appointment in the
Yeah,
morning.
okay, fine. You go home if you want to.
Give in.
I'm staying here.
No, Danny, you give in.
Huh? Oh, okay, honey, whatever you want.
Goodbye to the others.
Bye.
Okay. End of scene one. Scene two is outside, and it's just Janet and Walker by the car. Janet thinks you're too drunk to drive, but you be firm about it.
Okay,
Go.
fine.
Okay.
I'll drive.
No, I'll drive.
I don't think you should.
Why not?
Because I don't think you're in its shape to
What are you
drive.
talking about, shape? I'm in great shape. Well, look in here. I can touch my toes. Come on. How much better shape do you want? I bet I'm in better shape than you. Can you touch your toes? Come on, everybody. And
Come
1,
on.
and 2,
You know what
and
I'm
3,
talking about.
and
You've
4.
had too much to drink. And
Oh, bullshit.
Okay, you try to get into the driver's seat, but Walker, you blocked the way.
Okay.
A car! Come on!
Pierce, cool. All right. Okay. Where do you think you're
Come on,
going?
don't be like this.
Look, I said I'm
Well,
driving.
you're not being very smart.
Well, look, at either I'm driving or we're not leaving here. You got that?
Okay, give in.
All right.
Okay.
Give her a kiss. You trying to ruin my reputation as a lover?
Huh?
Never mind, get in the car. Start it up.
Okay.
You're driving along.
Okay.
All right. Janet, you're getting very nervous about his driving. You purposely drive crazy.
Okay.
You're crossing the line.
Oh, am I?
You just did it again.
Oh, did I? Gee, I'm
Walker,
sorry.
Come on now, please don't.
Don't what?
Don't play games with the car.
What are you talking about games, huh?
Watch the road.
Yeah, I'm watching the road.
No, you're not. You're on the wrong side again.
What? No, I'm on the right side. Oh, this is English.
No, Walker, please.
Oh, would you stop being such a
Look,
nudge?
I don't think this is funny.
Okay, tell him to stop.
Stop the car, okay?
Go faster.
Okay.
Walker, please.
What?
Please stop the
Well,
car.
what did
Come
you
on,
say?
look at the road.
Why? What's
Walker,
the matter
don't
with
do
the road?
this.
Anything
Walker,
the matter?
Walker!
What the hell is that?
Fire alarm. Get out, come, Chris.
There's no hurry.
Where's the fire?
There is none.
No fire?
No.
What's the alarm?
It's heat sensitive. All you have to do to make it go off is light a match. Hold it too close.
You set it up.
It's the only way I could think of on short notice.
Only way to what?
Stop you.
From what?
What you were doing.
What was I doing?
Something stupid.
I was running an exercise.
Yeah.
A teaching thing, you know.
Yeah, it just got a little out of hand,
Perhaps. This belongs to Carol when she calls. Well, when you talk to her, find out what she wants me to do with this. Or where she wants me to send it.
All right.
Or, I'll give it to you and you can give it to her if, for some reason she doesn't want me to know where she's at. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I like the kids. I liked working with the kids.
Now, is there some reason why you're using the past tense?
After what I just pulled.
Come on, you've still got credit with them. Yeah, they like you a lot. case you didn't know.
How about you? How's my credit with you?
You can be a real asshole, you know that?
Yeah.
Come on. I think I know where I can find you a bicycle.
You know something?
What?
Those firemen are really gonna be pissed.